Hey fam, what's up and welcome back to my channel and welcome to maybe one of my most highly requested videos ever. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my favorite Colourpop products of all time. So this is actually the second time that I've filmed this video. It was supposed to go up Friday during my Colourpop marathon and then I realized half of my favorites were discontinued or no longer available. So I had to reevaluate all my favorites and separate them because I wanted you guys to still be able to get the things that I talk about. However, I have had a lot of requests for a video talking about my favorite discontinued items. So if that's something you're interested in, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite palettes, favorite lips, favorite Super Shocks, favorite Super Shock cheeks, favorite Super Shock eyes. This is probably going to be a long video and I'm not going to spend too much time on each individual product. I'm going to show you swatches and just kind of run through it because there's so much. We would be here all day and I don't want to bore you guys. So without further ado, let's get started. So first let's start with two of my most favorite blushes of all time. I wear these almost on a daily basis. They kind of go with whatever look I'm going to wear. The very first one is called Bar Hopping. That's this kind of more nudie pink here. It's very, very nude. It's almost like skin tone colored. It has some pink in there. I guess I'd kind of describe it as like a beige, but it's just a beautiful blush. I know that I can wear it with any look and it's going to look awesome. The next shade is To The 10. You guys see me use this shade quite a bit. It's just a yummy kind of like salmon pink, and I love that it's not too bright. It's not too bubblegummy. It's just a nice amount of pink for any look. I love it. I really don't have a lot to say about them, you guys, except they're my favorites. That's just what this video is about. So I'm sorry if I don't have a lot to say about each individual thing. I just love them so much and I want you to know it. So I love this one. I love Bar Hopping. I love To The 10. My next two favorites, and these kind of are in order, by the way. I did kind of think about what I use the most of. The next one would be Glass Slipper, which is this beautiful kind of mauve pink here. It's a lot deeper than it looks like on camera, and that's kind of why I love it. I have it on my cheeks today. My favorite part is that you hardly need any product. I just barely dip my blush brush into it, and it has so much pigment. You'll see I'll lightly swatch here. Boom. It's just like a beautiful, like mauve raspberry pink. I don't even know how to describe it. You guys know that's not my forte, but it's just a beautiful pink blush and I love wearing it so much. The next one, if I'm wearing more of a red, corally, orangey look, I will go with Rom Com. And this is Rom Com here. You can see it's just another beautiful coral. I love a good coral blush. And this one isn't too bright, but it's just really pretty. It almost reminds me of like a peachy grapefruit color. I love that they're matte and they stay, they last, they are awesome. Next, I'm going to show you my two favorite bronzer shades from Colourpop. Now, I don't even know if I have all of the blushes and bronzers, so there might be a shade in here that you're shocked I'm not talking about, but I might just not have it. So probably my most used bronzer ever is Afternoon Delight, which is this shade right here. It's not too warm, but it's also not too cool. I can't necessarily contour with this. That is one thing I'd like to see more from Colourpop, is more highlighting and contouring shades that are matte without any shimmer. But again, this is Afternoon Delight, and it is just a nice bronzer. Like I said, it's a little too warm for me to contour with. I do kind of feel like it leaves kind of like an orangey look on my skin. Not like orange, but it's warmer than I would like for contouring, but I still like it on my cheeks. That's what I have on today. The other one that I love is Private Party, and that's this bronzer here. And it actually has more of a shimmer to it. And I know, like, you're thinking like, ugh, shimmer in your bronzer, terrible. But actually, when I was on this e.l.f. trip recently, they had a celebrity makeup artist there. She does Kylie Jenner's makeup. She said that one of her favorite tricks to do is when she applies her contour is to buff it out with a little, very little amount of a shimmery bronzer. She does it on Kylie Jenner to make it look a little more natural. Like, you know how her bronzer really is never as streaky as mine is. It's just very flowy and stuff. That's when I went home and I started looking at my bronzers to find one with a bit of shimmer in it to kind of start blending out my contour with, and I found Private Party, and it really does have a nice sheen. It's kind of like a satin finish. It's definitely not completely matte, so do know that, but I like it. I really like it. Next and last of this little group of everything in these little boxes here, this is the highlighter called Bougie Call, which is super fun. I have it on my cheeks again today. Also, it's just a really nice pink kind of corally highlighter. Looks like this. It's very subtle. It's not too vibrant or too loud. It's a really nice highlighter for every day. I feel super comfortable whenever I wear this color. I feel like it goes with anything that I wear. It's awesome. It's really nice. I love that you can pop these out of their little containers, even with the blushes and the bronzers, and you can slide it in if you need to get a replacement. Next, I want to jump to Super Shock Cheeks, another favorite of mine from Colourpop. You guys know I'm a huge fan of pretty much everything, but I love, love, love the Super Shock Cheeks. Again, this was another category where I had a ton of favorites that are no longer available. A lot of them were limited edition, like from the K-pop collections, and some I guess were just discontinued, which I was so sad about. So I'm really hoping they bring a lot of my favorites back. Let's first start with my two favorite highlighters. So this one here is Flexitarian. This one here is Lunch Money. I just did a look with Lunch Money. It was like life-changing. It reminded me how much I love it. I'll swatch them here for you guys. Flexitarian is super light, but super bright. It is extremely metallic and shiny. If you're more fair-skinned, you will love Flexitarian. It is just such a beautiful highlighter. This one I actually have to use in moderation because it is a little too fair even for me, but it's still a beautiful one. That's why I love Lunch Money. Lunch Money is a little more on the beigey side, even possibly more yellow, but it has a beautiful sheen. It's not quite as shiny metallic as Flexitarian, but it's a beautiful natural glow and it changes my life. When I apply it with a sponge like I did in my tutorial earlier last week, it is just mind-blowing. I love it so much. You cannot go wrong with Lunch Money, but I also love Flexitarian. Like that metallic is just banging. My next two favorites are Over the Moon and Spoon. That rhymed. Anyway, Over the Moon is like mind-blowing. I don't know if you can tell in the video. I think you can see it a bit. It is like a beautiful purple pink duochrome highlighter. It is unbelievable. Whereas Spoon is a little more beige with like little flecks of silver glitter. Here we have Over the Moon and this bottom one is Spoon. So you can see Over the Moon is just super unique. It definitely looks purple or pink when you're wearing it. So if you like more unique shades, or if you love going to like music festivals or raves or anything that requires fun, glittery, different type of makeup, Over the Moon is for you. You will love Over the Moon if you love playing with color. Spoon is just a little bit deeper than these other highlighters up here. It's more of a true beige and it has little silver flecks of glitter in there. Still really beautiful, still wearable. You can build it up to be super strong, or just kind of apply it lightly for a very light highlighter. But I love it, you guys. I just think it's gorgeous. So the next two here I actually love for different reasons. I don't usually use these on the face. I love to use them on the eyes. The first one here is called Bardot, and for some reason mine has like shrunk in the pan. I'm not quite sure why. I don't even remember if maybe it did that on the way over, but it's just a beautiful burgundy, almost red color. And though it's a little too bright and a little too metallic for me to use on the face, if you have deeper skin, I think it would be absolutely gorgeous. But I love using it on my eyes, just blending it all around your eyes really quickly, and then you could even put like a lip gloss over it and make a super awesome red glossy eye, or put anything on top of it you wanted, or just leave it alone. But it's a super quick, easy to use color. I love the color. It's like a red and an orange. It's beautiful. Same with the shade Might Be. I wish I could wear this on my face because it's a beautiful kind of like rose goldy highlight, and it is like an extreme. You can see there, it is a bright, bright, bright metallic, but I love it on the eyes because I can't really use it on my face. But if you have a deeper complexion, I really recommend you check out this color because I would give anything to be able to wear this on my face and it not look crazy. It looks a little too blushy on me, and then with the fact that it's super duper metallic, it doesn't really work as a blush for me, but it's a beautiful rose gold, but really, really warm. And when you move around, it kind of changes colors, as you can see. It's super duochrome. I absolutely love this color, but for me, I like to use it on the eyes. The last one, Candyman, is the same situation for me. This is a beautiful bronzy gold. Again, extremely metallic. Like, it is just magical, but it is too deep for me to use on the face. So this is another color I love to just wipe on my eyes, rub it on really quickly, throw on some mascara, and you look super glam for no freaking reason. It is just an easy way to glam up, and it's so beautiful, you guys. These colors are just unreal. I love them. Next, still in the blush family, I love these two little palettes from Colourpop Cosmetics. This is a blush and a bronzer palette, or you can use it as, you know, whatever. I absolutely adore these two palettes from Colourpop Cosmetics. I take them every time I travel. That's why they are super duper dirty, because pretty much I have everything I would need in them. You have a blush palette and a bronzer palette, both with a highlighter in there. Now, some people say these are blushes, not highlighters. I tend to use them as highlighters, but you can use it for whatever you want. Same with the bronzer. You can use it as a blush if you want. That's kind of what I love about Colourpop, is all their products are very universal. The pink one here is called Done Deal, and the bronze one is Double Play. Here they are swatched on my hand. Now you get a super duper bright bubblegum hot pink. I love this color so much. I hardly need to use any of it, and it gives the most beautiful pink cheek. Along with the highlighter, it's very pinky and a little corally, but it's a beautiful color, especially when I have a tan. I really like this palette. The bronzer is equally nice. It's definitely more of a warm bronzer, so you're probably not not going to want to contour with this depending on your skin tone. And same with the highlighter, it is more of a warm golden sheen, but they're beautiful. I love taking them with me to travel because they have the mirrors in them. So next we're getting into the super long part of the video. I'm going to tell you guys about my favorite Super Shock shadows. Again, this was another category where I had so many more favorites, but so many of them are no longer available. So Colourpop, please bring them back. But anyway, let's get started because there is a ton here. The first one I want to start with is one of my all-time favorite Super Shock shadows. This is the DGAF. I did just use this earlier this week, or last week, I'm sorry, in a tutorial, and it was just so beautiful in my opinion. It is just a beautiful warm brown with like a lot of kind of gold shimmer in it, like olivey gold. You can see it on my hand there. It's just special. It's unique. I love this color so much. Okay, this next shade, I had to mention it, but I didn't want to. But I decided to mention it because they had re-released it in the Dusk Till Dawn little Super Shock shadow set they had over holiday. I wanted to include this because it has come out a few times. So if you guys see it again, I want you to swipe it up because it's amazing. This is called Birthday Cake. And every time I mention birthday cake, people think I mean birthday girl, but no, I mean birthday cake. Birthday cake is just the most magical, pinky, like chromy metallicness. It is absolutely stunning. Next time it comes out, I'm gonna order like probably 10 of these. I'm not even kidding you. Changes my life. I just love this color so much. It's just the most beautiful sparkly pink, kind of rose goldy color, but it's more of like a silver sparkle in there. It's amazing. I love it. I have no other words. I just love it. It's definitely one of my all-time favorites. This next one I actually need to order a new one of because it kind of dried up on me. This is Telepathy. Gosh, I never say it right. I think it's Telepathy. And I believe this was from Kathleen Light's collection. And it is just this beautiful, unique, olivey yellow. Mine's a little dry, but I can still get it up when I use kind of like a damp finger. Damp, not damn. People always think I say damn finger. There it is there. It's just magical to me. I love these really unique shades. I love when you kind of move around, it gets darker. And then when it's back in the light, it's super bright. It's just a super fun shade. I love it so much. And I definitely want to get another one because it's so pretty. The next shade here is So Quiche, and I actually, do I have this one on my eyes? No, I think I have another shade on my eyes today. This is So Quiche, and it's just very unique to me. It's kind of like a taupey olive, but yet there's some type of like purple sparkle in there. I don't know, it's just super unique to me. I'm really drawn to the more unique shades that you don't see in palettes every day. I love this one. I think it's stunning. The next shade here is called SEQUIN, and it is a beautiful rose gold kind of coppery shade. Like, so metallic, so pretty. It is super warm, as you can see. I just love it. I love it in the summertime. I love when I have a tan. I love when I'm pale as shit and I wear it, okay? It is just always a good answer for me. I love the sparkle. You'll notice I'm really drawn to all the sparkly, metallic Super Shock shadows. The next shade here is called MUSE, and it's just a nice kind of, not necessarily a burgundy. What would you call this shade? It's like a rusty red almost. That is it there. Sorry, that is such a bad swatch, you guys, but you can just see it's just a very metallic red. I like that it doesn't necessarily have glitter in it. It's just super metallic and kind of like a cranberry. I'm sorry, that's kind of the color I was looking for. So like, it's a nice cranberry. It's great for around the holidays. Ugh, love it. Now I am including some of the newer Super Shock shadows. I hope you guys don't mind, but I just had to mention some of these. So this is the shade Frog. I did use Frog in a tutorial as well, and it is just so magical. Like, it is pink, purple, blue. It's very unique. I think it's just super unique and fun. You can see it on my arm there. I'm running out of space. I'm gonna have to remove some of these swatches, but it's beautiful. It almost reminds me of Birthday Cake, even though it's not as amazing as Birthday Cake. But if you could only get Frog, I really love Frog. And what I love about Frog is you could put it on any shadow and it kind of really makes it a lot more special. Like, I just put it on top of this one and you can see how it just kind of transforms it. It adds a different dimension. It is a beautiful layerable shade. The next shade I have here is called Paradox. Paradox is just a true beautiful burgundy purpley mauve color. It's gorgeous. It's completely matte, which is also what I really love about it. I guess maybe I'd call it more of like a raspberry now that I have it swatched on my hand, but it is rich and vibrant. It will look beautiful no matter what your skin tone. It is so unique and just beautiful, and I love that it's matte. It just makes it so much better. The next shade is Cricket. Cricket is actually what I have on my lids today. I love how it's kind of like a really muted, plummy, really like sooty, dingy color. You guys know I love those more dingy looking shades, but this one has a little metallic in it, which makes it something special. It's just really pretty to me. I don't know how to describe it. It's just pretty, it's unique, and I really like it on the lids today. I think it's gorgeous. Next up, we have the shade Birthday Girl. So this is the one everyone always thinks I'm talking about. Birthday Girl is also amazing, and if you can't get your hands on Birthday Cake, you could always settle for Birthday Girl. It's just not as pink. It's more of it kind of in the goldy bronze family. I think it's gorgeous. Again, I'm a huge fan of that really high metallic shine. It will look beautiful layered on top of anything. You can't go wrong. If you like glitter, you can't go wrong. The next shade is called LUCKFULLY. You guys know I love my blues so much, and this is another one that I need to get another one of because it is so dried out. I need kind of a damp hand to get it to show up, but like, look at that. It is such a royal blue. Oh, this pigment, I mean, even with it being dried out, it is so blue. It is bright. It is vivacious. I just love this color. I love blues. I'm crazy about them. Next up, we have the shade Deep Dive. I actually wear this shade a lot. It's kind of starting to dip in because I use it so often. It is just a really pretty bronze, but there's a very nice kind of pink, purpley, and gold glitter in it that I just think makes it a little more unique, a little different, but I love the high shine of it, and I love that I can just throw this all over the lids with some mascara, and it looks super glamorous without even trying. It's a beautiful color. Next up, again, this is one of the newer shades that just came out, and this is ISSA, and it is just mind-blowing, breathtaking, so gorgeous. It's like a purpley, greeny blue. It's super unique and different. Oh my gosh, that swatch is terrible, but at least you can really see, like, it is beautiful. I have a feeling on the camera it just looks purple, but in person it just has so many different like looks to it. Everywhere you turn, it's kind of something different. It is such a stunning shade. I just cannot get enough of ISSA. Breathtaking. I love it so much. The next shade is CUTEOLOGIST. This is another one of their newer shades. It's a beautiful kind of red, yeah, like red orangey brown, but it has a really nice gold sheen to it. I just love how vibrant it is. It is so vivacious and just bright and fun. The glitter doesn't actually show up too much, so if you wanted to get a real pop out of it, you might want to layer like perhaps Birthday Girl on top of it to kind of get that to sparkle more. I just love how bright and fun it is. I did do live swatches of the new Super Shock shadows, by the way, so if you missed that, definitely go watch it. It's already on my channel. Next up is the shade Fade In. Fade In isn't necessarily super special or unique. It's just a nice matte warm brown. You could put it behind any of your Super Shock shadows to kind of create a fun look, to make a nice smoky eye. I just love how warm it is, and I love that it's matte, and it would look good behind any of these shades. It's just beautiful. Okay, we're almost done with the Super Shock shadows, you guys. I promise you, I only have 6 left. So the next one is called Wild Thoughts, and Wild Thoughts is just bright magenta purple goodness. I love how bright and metallic and fun this one is. I love that the glitter or the metallic in it is kind of almost the exact same shade of the actual shadow. So it all kind of matches and blends, but it's still super bright and metallic and just fun. And I wish I would have like worn this on my birthday. It's like one of those shades where like you just want to be like, yes, like go me. I don't know why I feel that way when I look at this shadow, but I love it. Wild Thoughts, it gives me wild thoughts. What can I say? The next shade here is called Bay. It's another one that's a little dried out, but I love the purple teal duochrominess of it. If you don't have ISSA, or if you can't get your hands on ISSA at the moment, because I believe it is sold out, Bay is a close contender. It's not exactly like it at all, but it's kind of in that realm of purple with a blue duochrome in it. It's just super fun. I love Bay. Mine's also, again, a little dried out, so I kind of need to purchase another one. I just love the uniqueness of it. I think it's so beautiful. The next shade I love is called Mooning. This is just a beautiful, deep, kind of sooty, dirty, dingy looking brown that I love. You guys know I love those type of dark smoky colors, and this is it on my hand here. So there is shimmer in here, but it's not super loud. It's kind of pulled back. It's a little quieter than a lot of their other metallics, and I just love this all over my eyes. I think it'd actually be beautiful with this lip here, which I am going to talk about. I do have this lip. Wouldn't that look gorgeous? Anyway, it's just a great dark smoky brown. If you love these types of shades, you will love Mooning. The next shade I love is called GLITZ, and this is actually from the Laura Lee collection that went to benefit an animal shelter. NKLA, was that it? I'm not 100% sure because I'm not from LA, so I don't really know that shelter name, but it is nice because some of the proceeds went to a animal shelter, which is so sweet. So this is GLITZ here, and it's just a beautiful matte, kind of like nudie coral. I don't know how to explain it, but it's super unique. It's super pretty, and I do have a huge soft spot for the matte shades. The last two are from the new Super Shock collection. I just could not leave these out. This one here is called No Promises. Now in the pan, it looks like it'd be like a deep burgundy brown maybe, but it's super almost orange, like a dirty burnt orange when you actually apply it to your skin. I think it's beautiful though. I love this color. It's super unique. Super fun. Again, you could just use this all over the lid with mascara or put it under something else to make it pop, put it on top of something. There's a lot of uses for this shade if you like these types of tones. I love it though. Last but certainly not least, we have the shade Kennedy. Kennedy is just a beautiful peachy, almost on the verge of coral, like a really light peachy coral color. I think this is going to be so fun in the summertime when you have a nice tan going, or if you're already beautifully tan. If you have deep skin, I think it is going to be gorgeous. You could use it sheerly or really build it up to have like a really nice impact. Oh, I just love it though, and again, it's one of those shades you could use behind a lot of other shades to make a really nice, fun, smoky eye. So next I want to talk about my favorite Colourpop eyeshadow palettes, you guys, and then we'll roll into my favorite single shadows. So I have a lot of favorite palettes, I'm not gonna lie. I tried to weed out everything that I could, but I kind of love each palette for a different reason. Though I do have a lot that are my favorite, you don't need every single one of these. I want to make that totally clear, but I love each one for a different reason, and I'll kind of explain that. So this is the CHIC-Y palette, and it was in collaboration with I Love Sarahi. I never say it right. I apologize. I watch her videos too, you guys, and I still never say her name right. So I apologize for butchering that. It's embarrassing. This is the CHIC-Y palette, and I love the CHIC-Y palette so much. It has everything you would want in there. You have a matte cream shadow. You have a more metallic, shimmery light shadow for your highlight or wherever. And then you have two other matte shades, a nice warm brown and a deeper brown to really smoke your eyes out. So this is typically what I will always take with me when I'm traveling, or if I don't want to think about my makeup one day, it has everything in there that I need. So this always stays right on my desk, and I've used it a lot. It's pretty beat up because I just always gravitate towards this palette. It's just beautiful. I also really do love the SAUCEY palette. I have not used this one quite as often. I used it on my friend though in a makeover video, and I've used it a few times, and the colors are just gorgeous. If you love these more burgundy plum smoky eyes, I love it. I also love it because it's very interesting. I love that they randomly threw this kind of corally shade in here. It's a beautiful color, and I personally wouldn't have thought to have paired that color with these shadows, so I thought it was a nice, unique combination. I know they're oftentimes sold out, but they do have a lot of individual shadows that I think are somewhat similar to these shades, so you could kind of create your own if you wanted, or just wait for this to come back in stock. I really hope they make these permanent because they are beautiful palettes. Okay, so I have about 5 palettes that I'm going to tell you guys about. I know that's a lot, I'm sorry. I truly tried to narrow this down, but like I said, I love each one for each different reason, so I'm going to kind of explain that. The very first one, and the one that I use the most of, and the one that I just know I love in my heart so much, is the I Think I Love You palette. This palette just has everything I could possibly want in it. I know it's a little more neutral, so you might be shocked that this is what I gravitate towards, but it's got my matte black that I always need. I love a matte black in all of my makeup looks. I'm shocked that I don't have one on today, but I would probably love it even more if I put black in the crease. You have a matte creamy color and a matte medium toned brown and a darker matte brown, so you could really create a nice look with this. But other than that, it just has a beautiful shades. You have kind of a more bronzy, a brown, a pinky, a yellow. Like, these colors are so beautiful to me. Like, I love them so much. You could just create endless looks with this palette, and each look would probably typically go with whatever you're wearing. It's just a very easy, fast palette to work with. The next palette would be the Yes Please palette. This one, again, I love the variation of mattes and shimmery shades. I think it has a good combination of them all. Like I said, you have a matte creamy shade for your highlighter. You have a matte brown, a matte warmer brown, a darker matte brown, a matte kind of red cranberry shade. So if you're a fan of those more fall looks or those really hot red, orangey, warm, smoky eyes, this is a fantastic palette. There's a few shades I don't care so much for, like this orange. It's okay. I don't typically wear oranges though. But with this palette, you should consider that pretty much any look you create with it will probably be extremely, extremely warm. Next up would be the Element of Surprise palette. This also could have been my first. It could have been my most favorite other than the I Think I Love You palette because I just love the variation of colors in here. And again, you do have a good amount of matte shades to really create a look with. And then you have some super beautiful chromy, vibrant metallic shades in here. So the looks are just endless. The possibilities are endless. There are also some really super unique shades like this one in here. It's like a red but with green in it. It's super interesting, and I love a unique combination of colors. So this one totally has my heart. I could not leave this one out. The Element of Surprise. It's awesome. Okay, so this next one I was going to leave out, and then I was like, no, and then I was like, yes, and then I was like, no. So there's a specific reason why I love this one. This is the Golden State of Mind palette, and I don't think I've even ever used this on camera before, but I dip into it quite often. Actually, no, I may have used it in a tutorial once. I dip into it all the time because it is 100% metallic. Each shade is super duper metallic. And why I like this is if you already have a palette with all your mattes in it, say your matte browns or grays or creams, you know, all of the standard shadows we use to create a look. Sometimes you're still looking for a more metallic or more unique shade to pop on your lid. I think this is just such a great palette to pair with any of your other standard eyeshadow palettes you already have, because it's just filled with really, really unique shadows, and they're all so metallic, they're so chromy, they're so fun. I love this. I love this one in particular. I just love to tie this in with any of my other palettes that are kind of boring or all matte. Last but not least, this is one I wanted to specifically mention because I don't know if it'll be discontinued, but I hope it doesn't, because it did come out with the holiday collection, I believe, and so I love it so much. I want you to get your hands on it while you still can. Now, I don't know that it's going away, but just in case, I wanted to warn you guys about it. This is the All I See Is Magic palette, and this again is just a palette that has everything I love in it and more. This has a lot of shadows in this palette. You have a ton of super amazing metallic-y chrome shades. Like, that emerald green is insane. You have a burgundy. You have a really nice, like, antique-y brown. You have a really awesome metallic pinky color, kind of like birthday cake. It has a lot of great elements in it, and then also your standard beautiful matte shades that you can create a nice look with. It's just, this palette is so yummy to me. When I look at it, it just excites me. Like, I'm excited by this palette. I think it is so beautiful, and I just cannot get enough of this palette. I just realized I forgot a palette, and this should have been like my second favorite, because it truly is. This is the Kathleen Light's Dream Street palette, and it's just beautiful. She did such an awesome job picking out the shades for this palette. Literally everything I love is in this palette. You have these beautiful kind of green, blue, dingy colors that I love, smoky browns, medium browns, a really unique shade here. It's just beautiful. You have your rose golds and your chromies, these more warm shades. It's a gorgeous palette. I can't believe I forgot this out. This should have been one of the very first ones I mentioned because I love it so much. So next I want to talk about the single shadows, you guys. Now for this, because I'll be honest, I love so many of the single shadows. Like, it was really hard for me to pick out my favorites. Originally, I had an entire eyeshadow palette filled with them, and then I kind of took a look at what shadows kind of seem similar in the eyeshadow palettes I have. So I decided I just wanted to pick shadows that I couldn't really find in my eyeshadow palettes. Okay, so the first shade I want to start with, this is called Seize the Day. Seize the Day is just obviously a super duper hot pink. I don't have a ton of these matte hot pink shades, and like from the minute it touches the skin, it is bright, it is vibrant, it is not too powdery, and it doesn't like sheer out. You can really build it up to be a beautiful color. I know we don't wear the shade a ton, but I just really love having it in case I want to try something with it. I love it. I think it's so beautiful. The next shade is Labyrinth. Labyrinth is more of like a mauvey, nudie, pinky color. I think you can create some beautiful looks with this shade, and it kind of just goes with everything, especially if you like these more mauvey, smoky eyes. You could use this a ton. It is just a beautiful, beautiful shadow. I love that it's all matte, and I love the tone of it. Next is the shade Cutouts, and Cutouts is, gosh, how would I describe this? Is it kind of corally? You guys know I'm not good at my descriptions. That's one thing I want to get better at, is color description. Whoa, you can see it's very pigmented, a little one a long way there. Again, you could just create some beautiful, warm, smoky eyes with this. It's completely matte, so it makes for a nice transition tone. It's not too deep. I really love this color. The next shade is Ego, and I just love Ego so much. It is so metallic and fierce. It reminds me a little bit of like the powder version of Birthday Girl. I love when you kind of move around, it changes color. Like, it's deep and it's metallic, and then it's deep and then it's metallic. It's just a magical, beautiful shade that anybody could wear because it's neutral. You can get away with it. It's just stunning. The next shade here is called Ready or Yacht. This is a fun kind of like sherbety, chromy color. It's definitely tangerine-y. I think sherbet was the best descriptive word for it. I love the high metallic of it, but I love when you move around, it kind of looks orange. It changes, so it's just a beautiful shade. The next shade is called Rosé All Day. This reminds me of the powder version of Telepathy. It's just a nice antique-y, olivey, lime green color. Super unique, super fun. I honestly wish I used this more in videos. I might do a tutorial with this one soon because I love these types of greens. It's just beautiful. I think it also translates into summer, winter, fall. You could kind of use this at any time of the year. Next up, we have the shade Two Piece. I think a lot of these were from the same little collection because they're kind of beachy themed. But it's just another royal bright blue that I love so much. I also love the powder shadows because you obviously don't have to worry about them drying out like you do the Super Shocks. It's just a beautiful, beautiful, true bright blue. It's deep, but it's bright. I don't really know how to describe it. It has a nice sheen to it, but not too heavy. You could definitely use this all over the lid without looking super shiny, because when you wear something so bold as a blue, you probably don't want it to be overly metallic. It's just a beautiful blue. I love blue. Next up, this is just, again, a neutral shade, but this is called Ringer. I love the metallicness of Ringer. It is just a beautiful metallic. It is so silky, smooth, and soft. That's it right there on my arm. It's hard to see on camera, but it's just a beautiful metallic. You could use it on your inner corners. You can use it on your highlight. There's a million ways. It's just gorgeous. Last but certainly not least, my favorite color is Poodle. Poodle, again, is just a nice pink, but I love it because it's not like a super hot pink. I don't know how to describe it. It's definitely more unique to me. It's kind of mauve-y, kind of berry, kind of pink. It's kind of in between all those. I guess a little rosy is what I should say. That's it right there. Sorry, my swatch job is getting terrible. I just think it's a unique tone of pink that you don't see a lot in shadows, and it's beautiful. So that's kind of it for my favorite single shadows. Again, I have a ton of their singles, and I love each one so much, but I just kind of try to really think about the ones that when I look at this palette, I go, oh my gosh, I love that so much. Like, that's kind of what I did to narrow down my favorites. I also have another palette here of a lot of favorites I wanted to talk about, but they are no longer available. For some reason, they've been discontinued or they were limited edition. So if you'd like to see a video on my favorite limited edition discontinued Colourpop products, let me know, because there's a lot in here that I really wanted to talk about, but I don't want to get you all excited for something that you can't get your hands on right now. So next I want to jump to Lippe Stix, then I'm going to roll into like the Ultra Mattes, Ultra Satins, Ultra Blotted lips. Let's start with Lippe Stix. So in really no particular order, I'm going to kind of go like nudes to deepest, I guess, because I love all of these. But I would say my most worn and most favorite would definitely be the Aquarius Lippe Stix. This is in a cream formula. There is Aquarius there, and I do believe this was from the Kathleen Lights collection as well. It's just a beautiful creamy nude shade. It's super comfortable to wear. It feels so good on the lips. The color stays. I love the Lippe Stix because they're so huggable. They really hug your lips and they really stay there. This is just a beautiful, comfortable, universal nude. I think everyone could wear this to some degree. Maybe some of you might need a lip liner to kind of deepen the edges and then kind of smooth this in the middle. But I think it's beautiful on everyone, and you would really love Aquarius if you've not tried it yet. It has a nice gloss finish without being sticky. I just love it. The next shade is also a little more nude, and it's also a cream finish. This is called Boys Town. So here we have Boys Town next to Aquarius. You can see it's more of a mauve, like kind of like a deep mauve. It's so beautiful on the lips. I would say it's very professional. Like if you wanted a nice creamy nude lip to wear to work every day, I think this would be great along with Aquarius. But Boys Town definitely has more pigment. It's a little bit deeper. This one for sure, every skin tone is going to be able to rock this color, and it is gorgeous and so comfortable. I love Boys Town. Next up is the shade Capiche. This is actually from the Matte X formula, which is one of my favorite formulas from Colourpop out of all the lip collections because it is so matte, so wearable, so comfortable. It really does not dry out my lips. I love this color so much. It is so deep and just like, but it's mauve-y. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. If you wanted to wear a deeper lip, but not too deep because you're a little shy around those colors, I think you would absolutely love Capiche. It's beautiful. Next up, I love the shade Poison. This one is definitely like a more bricky red. It is a matte formula, but it's not a Matte X formula. This one has a slight sheen in it, but it does go away over time, and it's just beautifully deep. I'm so excited for this one to wear around Valentine's Day. You could have worn it around holiday too. You can wear it whenever you want, but it's just a beautiful color. It is so rich and so deep, and I love it. Next up is the shade Trust Me, and this is from the Matte X line. This may have been the first Matte X formula that came out because I remember I bought like 3 of them because I was so excited for this. This is the swatch here, and it is just the most beautiful, true cherry red. It's more blue toned than it would be warm, so it definitely has an underlying pink base there. Sometimes when I remove it, my lips look hot, hot pink, so there's definitely a pink in there. But I love how matte it is. It just looks like movie star red lips, like Marilyn Monroe. It is absolutely gorgeous. Old Hollywood, whatever. It's beautiful. You cannot go wrong with this red if you are a red lip fan. Next up, we have the shade LBB. That's this one here, and it is a beautiful berry. It definitely has a nice sheen to it, so it's not completely matte. I believe it is a cream formula. Oh, it is a matte formula, but again, it's not the Matte X. So you can see it does have a bit of a sheen to it. I have worn this color so many times. I love the berry tone of it. It's kind of a purple, kind of a berry, kind of a raspberry. It's stunning. It always looks good on. I love this color. If you have blue eyes, green eyes, brown eyes, no matter what, this will pop on you. It will look fantastic. Again, I think all skin tones could wear this and feel absolutely gorgeous in it if you like these more purple raspberry tones. Next up, another favorite from the Matte X line. This is called Party Foul. Party Foul is so stunning to me. It actually might be one of my favorite purples throughout the entire Colourpop collection. Every lip family, the Ultra Mattes, Ultra Satins, Lippy Stix, everything. I love Party Foul so much. I love how matte it is. It is the most beautiful purple. I just can't even describe it. I might even prefer it to LBB now that I look at them together. LBB has a little bit more red in it, and this is just a really cool toned, beautiful purple, but the amount of matte that it has just makes it so stunning to me. I need to wear Party Foul more because it's beautiful. Last but not least of the Lippy Stix, we have the shade Dukes. Dukes is a matte formula, and it's that deep one on the bottom there, and it is beautiful. It is like a deep, deep purpley red shade. It's like blackberry. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. It almost looks brown when you're just looking at it, but it's not. There's like a berry in there. So beautiful. It's so beautiful. You can wear it all around the year, or if you like these colors around the fall time, winter time, you cannot go wrong with this shade if you like deep lips. I'm telling you, it is absolutely stunning. You need Dukes. It is gorgeous. All right, fam, we're getting down to the very nitty gritty of this. I'm now going to talk about my favorite ultra matte lips. This was very hard to decide. I have so many ultra mattes that I absolutely love, but I try to just pick a few, kind of just one from each color family. Some kind of overlap, and now that I swatched them, they actually look similar. I pre-swatched them on my hand right now because they take a little bit longer to dry, and I didn't want to like wait so long for each one to dry. So the very first one that I love is Speed Dial. That's this one right here at the top. It is just the most beautiful nude. It is like, how do I even describe it? It's like a burnt peachy nude color. It's absolutely stunning. I love that it's matte. Ugh, I love Speed Dial so much. This is taking me back to when we first discovered Colourpop. I believe it was one of the very first shades that came out, and I love it so much. It's just beautiful. Next up, right below it, is the shade Wild Nothing. Wild Nothing is like a super matte mauve-y shade. I love how deep it is without being too deep. It's like the perfect medium color. I love it so much. This came in a different collection, so this came in a certain collection, so it does have different packaging. It has the black lid. I believe it's still available. I really hope it is. I hope I didn't goof up because it is one of my absolute favorites, and if Wild Nothing is not still available, Colourpop, you better bring it back because it is stunning. Absolutely stunning. The next shade brings back so many feels to my heart. This is another color that just reminds me of the time that we first fell in love with Colourpop Cosmetics. This one right here is called Bumble, this third shade down. Bumble is just everything. What can I even say about Bumble? Bumble and I have had so many good times together. I always love how Bumble looks. I love how it's bright, but yet it's kind of medium toned. It is so interesting. Bumble just like has my heart forever. I want to sing when I see Bumble. It is just the happiest color to me. I love it so much. Like you just cannot beat Bumble. You can't beat it. The next shade that I love is called R&B, and this one is right here. Again, it's just a classic. R&B came out so long ago, and it's just a beautiful muted plum. It's super deep. It's beautiful on the lips. I love it during the fall, winter time, but anytime really. I love R&B, and I know it's very popular. I think everyone kind of gravitates toward this shade, and why not? Like, it's gorgeous. So the next two do look weirdly similar, and I didn't really realize that until I was swatching them next to each other, but I know that I love them each so much. The difference is one's kind of more of a blue base, the other one's kind of more of a red base. So this one on top here, you guys will remember, it's called Notion. Notion puts the motion in my ocean. Do you guys remember that? When I first live swatched this, all I could say was Notion puts motion in my ocean, and it's still true to this day. It's like a deep, deep, deep plum berry shade. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love it in the matte formula. Notion is just, Notion is everything. Notion puts the motion in my ocean. There's nothing else I can say. The next one is called Saturday. Saturday is right below Notion, and though they look so similar, Saturday is definitely more of a red toned lip, where the other one was slightly more berry. So they're very similar, but there is a difference in tone. Saturday is gorgeous. Love Saturday. The next one is kind of like a hot, hot pink, and it reminds me of like grapefruit strawberry goodness. This is called Tuesday, actually. Saturday and Tuesday, that's funny. I love Tuesday though. I love it in the summertime. I absolutely love Tuesday. I've worn this 1,000 times over. I really love using a super dark lip liner and then topping Tuesday on top of it, and it just like, I don't know, it's so interesting. You can really create a lot of interesting colors with these lip products depending on what you mix them with. But Tuesday is just lovely. Last but not least, and what I have on my lips today, this is probably the most recent lip color that's come out of all my pickings anyway. This is from the My Little Pony collection, and it is in the shade Moon Dancer, and that's that one right here, and I actually have it on the lips. And Moon Dancer is just a beautiful dark berry. It's not quite as deep as these other ones here. It's a little more muted. It's magic. I mean, look at this. I love this color so much, and I love that it's in the My Little Pony collection. I think you can still pick this up if you haven't already, so definitely keep an eye out for that. If you like this shade, you might want to scoop it up before it goes away because it is just magic. That's actually it for my ultra matte lips, you guys. Let's now get into the ultra satins. So what I realized with the ultra satins is, though they're my favorite formula, a lot of my favorite colors are actually from the ultra matte collection, which is kind of interesting because I only found 3 ultra satins that I was like, yes, 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 need to mention. I love these so much. Gosh, I clearly love the same color family, so I'm sorry if it looks a little repetitive, but these are just my absolute favorites. The very first one is called Mystic, and Mystic is right here on the top layer here. It's just like, how do I even describe this? It's a deep berry mauve. That's the best way I know how to describe it. I love how it looks on the lips. I love it any time of the year. It's just a beautiful color. And the ultra satins are my favorite because they just feel so comfortable, but they kind of dry down like the ultra mattes do. They're just not as drying. But I love this shade so, so much. And then right after that shade, I love the shade Stud. Stud is a stud. And again, they look so similar now that they're next to each other. I can't believe it. But Stud's a little more muted and it has a little bit more nude in it compared to Mystic. It just reminds me of kind of like that 90s color. It's so muted. It's so deep. It's a beautiful, beautiful shade. Lastly, from the satins is the shade Likely. I had to throw in a nice peachy nude because I love a good peachy nude. And I oftentimes mix Likely onto a bunch of my other lips, whether I'm using a lipstick, an ultra matte lip, whatever. I almost always top it with Likely right in the center and I blend it all in to brighten it up. It's just a beautiful peachy nude. You cannot go wrong with this if you're a big nude lover. It is more fair, so if you do have deeper skin, you might want to apply a darker lip liner first or look into their other nudes, but I love Likely. I love it. Lastly, I have 2 ultra blotted lips that I want to talk about because I love the blotted lips formula. I do not wear them enough. I need to start breaking them out more. But there are 2 ultra blotted lips that I do tend to gravitate towards more than the others. So this first one is called Cherry on Top. Again, it's part of that berry family that I absolutely love. And the ultra blotted lips are really cool if you prefer a lip stain or something not as heavy, something not as bold, something not as pigmented. I love them because you can just apply it very, very sheerly and you kind of have a your lips but better color. It's not going to flake off, dry your lips out. They're super duper wearable. And I just love, love, love this berry tone. The second one is more of a raspberry / hot pink. And again, you can sheer it out so it's not quite as bold as this. This is in the shade Split. I love Split just as much as I love Cherry on Top. It's super fun in the summertime. I cannot wait to start wearing these again. I kind of forgot about them, but since I was playing around and trying to figure out what do I truly love from Colourpop, I just had to mention these. I could not mention these. They're just so beautiful to me. I absolutely adore them. Will you guys let me know if you've tried the ultra blotted lips? I don't see a lot of people talking about them, and I'm curious. Did you skip the ultra blotted lips? Do you prefer the satins or the mattes? Please let me know your experience with them because I am very curious. Oh my gosh, fam. I cannot believe we just made it through all of those products. This was a very hard video to film. I was like adding things, taking away things, really thinking everything over, and I can for sure say that everything I mentioned here I consider the best of Colourpop, most beautiful, most favorite, something I love and makes me smile when I see it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Of course, let me know what your favorite Colourpop products are. I look so silly. But yeah, you guys, let me know what your favorite Colourpop products are. Be sure to send this video to somebody who would like another look at the Colourpop products. Maybe they're new to the Colourpop family. You want to steer them in the right direction. I think my video could be of help. Thank you guys for watching today. I love you, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye!